House business. That is for the House to be deemed to have achieved its quorum. If that is not present, then that would require that quorum bell to be on for 10 minutes as members make their way into the chambers. I can't see members making their way into the chambers. That is the senator for Kitui. I've just seen him make his way to the chambers. Two more members have also walked in. We are expecting more members. That is the entrance of the chambers. So as the bell is on, then members will be getting into the chambers. And once that quorum is achieved, then we will be able to hand you over to the business of the House as it commences. But back to the order of business as lined up in this morning's order of business for the members of the Senate. A motion on the recording the thanks of the Senate on Kenya's attempt for the position of the chairperson of the African Union Commission, that is AUC, that will be moved by the Senate Majority Leader, Honorable Aaron Cheriot. Will this morning be considered. And in this particular motion, the Senate will be seeking to express its profound thanks to the Right Honorable Raila Odinga for demonstrating unwavering commitment to the service of Africa by offering his candidature for the position of the chairperson of the African Union Commission, for his leadership in advancing Pan-African unity, for his dedication to the development and integration of the African continent, and for his distinguished attempt at the election. It will also be recording its thanks to His Excellency Dr. William Ruto, the President and the Commander-in-Chief of the Defense Forces of the Republic of Kenya, for endorsing the Right Honorable Raila Odinga as Kenya's candidate for election as the chairperson of the African Union Commission, that is AUC, and for coordinating the campaign in support of his candidature. And the Senate will also be seeking to record its congratulations to His Excellency Mahmoud Ali Yusuf of Djibouti on his election as the chairperson of the Commission in the elections that were held on Saturday, 15th of February, in the year 2025. If you're just joining us, is that the House is about to commence its business. The prayer has been said and the chair taken. As you can see, the Deputy Speaker has already taken his position. However, the House has not quorated as required by the standing order. At least 15 members need to be present in the chambers for the House to be deemed to have achieved its quorum. If that is not achieved, then that bell will be on, of course, to alert the members who may be within the precincts of Parliament, but yet to make their way into the chambers to do just that, to enable the House attain that required quorum for the business of that sitting to be able to commence. And we will be monitoring on how many members will be in. We have seen Senator Miraj, who has just walked into the chamber or made her way into the chambers. We still need more members. Remember, as provided for in the House Standing Order 39 and 40, is that if that quorum is not present at the lapse of the quorum bell, then the Speaker may be forced to adjourn the House until the next sitting. So we are keeping tabs on the number or the quorum, whether it's achieved. The Senate Majority Leader, that is Honorable Aaron Cheriot, has made his way into the chambers, and he is counting on. We have just seen him try to see how many members are in the chambers. And of course, that will also require the leadership of the House to try and whip the members who have not made their way into the chambers to come into the chamber. So as the quorum bell is on, we shall continue taking a look at the business of the day that will be undertaken by the members of the Senate once the House commences. Pursuant to provisions of Standing Order 53, paragraph 1, this is with regards to statements and questions. Various senators will be seeking statements from standing committees. The Senator for Nandi County, Honorable Samson Cherargei, will seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health, and this is with regards to the murder of Mr. Gilbert Kinyua. A patient was admitted at the Kenyatta National Hospital on Friday, the 7th of February, the year 2025. The nominated Senator, Honorable Esther Okenyuri, will also seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget regarding the unspent funds. That is the Senator, Esther Okenyuri, who has just made her way also into the chambers. Her statement will be regarding the unspent funds by counties held in the County Revenue Fund account at the Central Bank of Kenya. And this is a statement that will be sought from the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget. The nominated Senator, Honorable Betty Montet, also this morning will be seeking a statement from the Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism. This is with regards to the alleged irregular exemption granted to Blue Nile Rolling Mills Limited by the government of Kenya. If you're just joining us, the House is about to commence its business. The lack of the requisite number of members present at the commencement of the House business has necessitated this particular delay. 15 members at least are required to be inside the chambers. But the House has not quorated as expected right now. So that bell is just to alert the members who may be within the precincts of Parliament to note that their presence is highly required inside the chambers so that they can, as quickly as possible, make their way into the House to allow the House commence its business for this morning sitting. Remember, the sitting is scheduled to begin at 9:30, but if the quorum is not present, then that bell will be on for the members to be able to come into the chambers. That quorum, if it's not achieved, it may force the House to adjourn its sitting, but we hope that the quorum will be achieved. At least a few more members have made their way into the chambers, and we'll be waiting to hear from the Speaker on whether that quorum has been achieved. If it has been achieved, then I will, without any further delay, hand you over.
Chairman of the Irigo meeting is Mudigi, Senator Mudigi. Okay, if we have quorum, read out the first on the clerk.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages.
Next order.
Order number 4, petitions.
Next.
Order number 5, papers.
Senate majority rinda.
It's working now. It's okay. It's okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the Senate today, 19th of February 2025. This is 1, the Senate calendar regular sessions for the 4th session of the 13th Parliament, February to December 2025. 2, the National Treasury Economic Planning 2025 Medium-Term Debt Management Strategy, Public Participation Report. Reports of the Auditor General on financial statements of Kwale County for the year ended 30th June 2024. 3, Kwale County Executive. 4, Kwale County Assembly. 5, Receiver of Revenue, County Government of Kwale. 6, Kwale County Assembly Member Staff Loan Scheme Fund, Kwale County Bursary Fund, Kwale County Youth, Women and Persons with Disability Fund, Kwale County Emergency Fund, Kwale County Trade Revolving Fund, Kwale County Climate Change Fund, Lunga Municipality, Diani Municipality, Kwale Municipality, Kinango Municipality, Msambweni County Referral Level 5 Hospital, Kwale County Government, Kwale Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, Samburu Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, Kwale County Government, Lunga Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, Kinango Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, Kwale Water and Sewerage Company Limited. Reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Kericho County for the year ended 30th June 2024. County Executive of Kericho, County Assembly of Kericho, County Revenue Fund, County Government of Kericho, the Receiver of Revenue, County Government of Kericho, the Kericho County Assembly Members Car Loan and Mortgage Fund, Kericho County Executive Staff Car Loan Fund, Kericho County Executive Staff Mortgage Fund, Kericho County Assembly Staff Car Loan and Mortgage Fund, Kericho County Bursary Fund, Kericho County Alcoholics Drinks Control Fund, Kericho County Enterprise Fund, Kericho County Agriculture Development Fund, Kericho Municipality, County Government of Kericho, Litein Municipality, County Government of Kericho, Kericho County Referral Level 5 Hospital, County Government of Kericho, Kapkatet Hospital, County Government of Kericho, Kipkelion Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kericho, Roret Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kericho, Londiani Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kericho, Sigawet Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kericho, Fortenan Sub-County Level 4 Hospital, County Government of Kericho, Kericho Water and Sanitation Company Limited, Kabianga Tea Farm, County Government of Kericho, Kericho County Climate Change Fund, Kericho County Climate Change Fund for the year ended 30th June 2023. Mr. Speaker, I beg to lay.
Very well. There are papers to be read by Senator Aminda Kibwana. Any member who is aware of the whereabouts of Senator Aminda Kibwana? Senator Montet? Or maybe Senator Onyonka, are you aware of our whereabouts? You might be having a crew then. So now that she's not allowed and nobody has been tasked to do it, Senator Mboni, what is it? What is your point of honor? Or clarification?
Mr. Speaker, since things have changed for the better, as the Chief Whip.
Which things?
Things have changed in the country. Things have now changed for the better, Mr. Speaker. Allow me to table her papers as the whip of the broad-based government, Mr. Speaker.
Do you have the papers? Yes, Senator Onyonka.
With a lot of humility, you know, Honorable Boni, you know we work with standing orders and the rules. Show me the standing order that you are going to quote that will enable you to table on behalf of Madam Hamida.
Just a minute, Senator Boni. There's Minority Leader, Deputy Minority Leader.
Give me the mic. Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I don't know why Senator Alwale is excited about tabling documents, papers from Senator Amida. Senator Amida belongs to a coalition. That coalition has a leadership. The Speaker, the person on the floor, is the deputy minority leader of the Senate. So if anybody in the leadership is going to table those papers on behalf of Senator Amida, then they have to be tabled from the right side. Senator Alwale cannot be part of the scheme.
Senator Enoch Wambua,
Yes, Mr. Speaker.
I have warned you. Just resume your seat. You know, when I asked the whereabouts of Senator Amida Kibwana, you are the leader, and you did not attempt even to give us some guidance of where she was, if the chair aware. So let's move to the next order. Senator Boni Karwale.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Senator Boni, resume your seat first. Senator Wabua, what is hacking you, and I'm the one handling this matter? What is the problem? No, Mike, I'm saying I'm handling this issue, so resume your seat, be calm. Okay, let us put that paper on note. Of course, it's not a coalition paper. It is somewhere she ran a delegation out of the country, and she was the team leader. So that is why she is just reading the paper. Otherwise, any other member of that committee who participated. Clerk, if you are aware, I can give that person the leeway to do that. And then if nobody is aware of all this, then we go to the next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
The leader of the majority party.
Mr. Speaker, for the comfort of Senator Wambua, I want to allow him to move this notice. Mr. Speaker, I rise to give notice of the following motion, which is a consideration of the Senate calendar, regular sessions for the 4th session. That pursuant to Standing Order number 32-1, the Senate approves its calendars, regular sessions for the 4th session, that is from February to December 2025, to be laid on the table of the Senate Wednesday, 19 February 2025.
Okay, next is Chairperson, County Public Accounts Committee. You have several papers today. Several notices or motions. Sorry.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that the Senate adopts the report of the Select Committee on County Public Accounts on its consideration of the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements of Tharaka Nithi, Homa Bay, Kakamega, Kirinyaga, Makueni, Meru, Bomet, Moranga, Nandi, Nyamira, Nyeri, Siaya, Vihiga, Wajir, and Samburu County Executives for the financial year 2019-2020, laid on the table of the Senate on Tuesday, 5th of March 2024. Mr. Speaker, sir, with your indulgence, I also beg to give notice of the following motion, that the Senate adopts the report of the Senate County Public Accounts Committee on the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements of the following county assemblies: Siaya, Nandi, Baringo, Bomet, Bungoma, Elgeyo Marakwet, Embu, Homa Bay, Kajiado, Kakamega, Kericho, Laikipia, Meru, Nakuru, Tana River, and Nyeri for the financial year 2019-2020, Tharaka Nithi for the financial years 2019-2020 and 2020-2021, and Kericho for the financial years 2020-2021, 2021-2022, as laid on the table of the Senate on Wednesday, the 4th of December, 2024. Mr. Speaker, sir, my third notice of motion, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that the Senate adopts the report of the Senate County Public Accounts Committee on the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements of the following county executives: Tana River and Migori County executives for the financial years 2018-2019 and 2019-2020, Elgeyo Marakwet, Mandera, Lamu, Taita Taveta County executives for the financial years 2019-2020, Uasin Gishu County executive for the financial years 2019-2020 and 2020-2021, as laid on the table of the Senate on Wednesday, 4th December 2024. Mr. Speaker, sir, with your indulgence, this is a fourth notice of motion. I beg to give notice of the following motion, that the Senate adopts the report of the Senate County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements of the following county executives: Kitui, Bungoma, Embu, Baringo, Nyandarua, Garissa, Laikipia for the financial years 2019-2020, and Kirinyaga, Kilifi, Kericho for the financial years 2020-2021, Volume 5, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, the 5th of December, 2024. Furthermore, Mr. Speaker, this is a fifth notice of motion. I beg to give notice of the following motion, that the Senate adopts the report of the Senate County Public Accounts Committee on the consideration of the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements of the following county executives: Mombasa, Nakuru for financial years 2019-2020, Nyeri, Bomet, Kisii, Turkana, Trans Nzoia, Nyandarua for financial years 2020-2021, Nairobi for financial years 2017-2018, 2018-2019, 2019-2020, Kwale County for the financial years 2020-2021 and 2021-2022, Volume 6, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 5th December 2024. Finally, Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that the Senate adopts the report of the Senate County Public Accounts Committee on the reports of the Auditor General on the financial statements of the following county assemblies: Machakos, Turkana, Kisii, Uasin Gishu, Kirinyaga for the financial years 2019-2020 and 2020-2021, and Nyeri, Tana River for the financial years 2020-2021, Volume 7, laid on the table of the Senate on Thursday, 5th December 2024. Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir.
Okay, thank you, Chair Sipak. The next notice was to be given by Senator Aminda Kibwana on this report, that she's not allowed. We go to the next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
We have several statements. We start statements under Standing Order 53-1. Senator Esther Okenyuri.
Request for statement on unspent county funds at the Central Bank of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Finance and Budget regarding the huge unspent funds by counties held in the County Revenue Fund account at the Central Bank of Kenya. In the statement, the committee should, 1, explain why about 48.5 billion is lying dormant in the County Revenue Fund account at the Central Bank of Kenya, as reported by the National Treasury, despite the financial struggles faced by many county governments. 2, provide a report of the monies held in the recurrent accounts for counties by the Central Bank of Kenya as of January 2025, indicating the amount meant for each county, even as many county employees are facing delayed salaries. And finally, state the economic implication occasioned by failure of the said counties to to absorb the funds, given that most of them are earmarked for development. Senator Esther Okenyuri, MP, thank you.
Thank you, Senator Okenyuri. That's a very brilliant idea, and now I wish maybe this could also go through a question to the CS Treasury, because we could get answers faster than a statement. So from my wisdom, I request you do that, you go that route, because senators must be interested to know the amount spending in their counties under the Treasury. And there are so many challenges in the counties that we represent. Actually, that is the nerve of the work that we are supposed to do as senators.
In capturing all I've raised in this statement.
Okay, next is Senator Mbete Montet, MP.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Request for a statement on request on statement on irregular and illegal tax exemption granted to Blue Nile Rolling Mills Limited by the Government of Kenya. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Trade, Industrialization and Tourism regarding allegations of irregular and illegal tax exemption granted to the Blue Nile Rolling Mills Limited by the Government of Kenya. In their statement, the committee should, 1, explain the rationale behind the government's decision to grant tax exemptions for the Blue Nile Rolling Mills Limited and confirm whether all legal requirements for such exemptions were adhered to. Number 2, provide details of the special operating framework agreement signed between Ministry of Education, Ministry of Industry, Trade and Cooperatives, the National Treasury and Economic Planning, and Blue Nile Rolling Mills Limited, and state whether the agreement complies with Section 28A of the Income Tax Act, Cap 470 of the laws of Kenya. Number 3, clarify whether the government conducted public participation or stakeholder consultations as evidenced by Article 232(1)(d) of the Constitution prior to granting the tax exemptions to the company, and outline any specific benefits expected from this exemption for the government and the public. And finally, compare the tax exemption granted to Blue Nile Rolling Mills Limited with those provided to other companies in the same industry, and outline measures in place to ensure that this exemption does not create any unfair competitive advantage over other local manufacturers. Betty Montet, MP, Senator, thank you.
Next is Senator Jones Mwaruma.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, for this opportunity to request for a statement on the operations of Tavevo Water Company in Taita Taveta County. Mr. Speaker, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Lands, Environment and Natural Resources regarding the operations of Taita Taveta Voi Tavevo Water Company in Taita Taveta County. In the statement, the committee should, 1, inform the Senate of the billing calculation formula used by the Tavevo Water and Sewerage Company to bill its consumers. 2, explain the different classes of water billing, including but not limited to urban and rural consumers,
large and small volume consumers, or any other classification in use. And 3, provide details of the geographical area covered by the Tavevo Water and Sewerage Company and attach the relevant maps. I thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Next is this statement by Senator Catherine Muma. I understand she has delegated to the Ingresia Senator from Mombasa County. Senator Milaj Abdu.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. I request for a statement on the management of fertilization, IVF, in Kenya in the absence of clear laws. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health regarding the management of fertilization, IVF, procedures in Kenya in the absence of comprehensive legal and policy framework on the matter. In the statement, the committee should, 1, provide details on any current regulatory framework.
What is your point of order, Senator Bonia?
Mr. Speaker, as a competent doctor, I'm disturbed that a record is going to show a condition called intro-fertilization. Mr. Speaker, I understand the limitations of the member, but there's no such a thing. Probably she could be talking about in vitro fertilization. Could she be clearer, Mr. Speaker, for purposes of record and education of generations to come?
What she said, maybe you can see it's about the management of in vitro fertilization.
Yes, she's saying intro fertilization. There's no such a thing. I'm helping her to get the record straight, Mr. Speaker. We cannot
Senator
have
Miraj,
we cannot have
put the record straight.
Speaker, just to let the honorable member know that I'm holding brief for Senator Muma. So excuse my...
That's why I was wondering how he is able to hear what you are saying, and I can see he's very, very busy into other business.
Excuse my nitty-gritties because I'm holding brief on behalf
Listen carefully,
of
Senator
a
Mboni.
senator.
Maybe listen carefully. You did not get what Senator Miraj said because of...
In the statement, the committee should provide details on any current regulatory framework guiding the practice of in vitro fertilization, IVF, in Kenya, including the number, licensing, oversight of fertility clinics and specialists. 2, explain any measures put in place by such institutions to ensure the protection of personal and medical data of patients, donors, and other players in the fertility sector in line with the data protection laws. 3, clarify how the government prevents abuse of donor gametes, sperms, and egg samples, including possible cases of unauthorized use or sale of genetic material. 4, outline any safeguards for children born through IVF, including their registration and legal status, parents and inheritance rights, as well as access to information about their genetic origins. And 5, state any plans the Ministry of Health has introduced to implement legislations or policy guidelines to regulate assisted reproductive technologies, ART, and uphold ethical standard in IVF procedures. Senator Catherine Muma, MP nominated senator. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Senator Samson Chalge.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Request for statement on the gruesome murder of a patient admitted at Kenyatta National Hospital. Mr. Speaker, sir, I rise pursuant to Standing Order 53-1 to seek a statement from the Standing Committee on Health regarding the gruesome murder of Mr. Gilbert Kinyua, an inpatient at Kenyatta National Hospital in Nairobi City County. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the statement, the committee should, 1, explain the circumstances that led to the murder of Gilbert Kinyua on Friday, 7th February 2025, a patient admitted in Ward 7B at the Kenyatta National Hospital, KNH, despite the presence of private security guards, police officers, health workers, and other patients within the ward. Number 2, Mr. Sir, state why the management of the hospital denied the family the opportunity to have a caretaker from among Mr. Kinyua's family to stay in the ward with the patient, and yet his medical, neurological condition and state of being immobile require close care and assistance, including feeding. Mr. Speaker, sir, number 3, state why nurses attending to him, Mr. Kinyua, did not discover and report the murder timely manner, noting that the patient required a distinct care due to the nature of his medical condition, and provide details of the normal routine followed by nurses and doctors attending to a patient in need of a critical care like Mr. Kinyua. Mr. Speaker, sir, number 4, explain why the referral facility remains crowded and disorderly in the wards and service areas, stating whether this might have contributed to difficulty in managing crowds and inhibiting the nursing station from noticing suspicious persons